What's up, everybody? We are back for Concussion Recovery. This video will be weeks 7 through 8 of recovery. I'll be covering week 7 first. So let's jump right into it. We got week 7, so July 1st through July 7th. July 1st, moving migraine around the face. So like I said before, moving migraine just around the eyes, inside the eye, the nose, and then all around the left side into the back of the head. From there, I went to the gym July 1st and just walked in to say hi to everybody, and being around the loud music and people, like I didn't experience any side effects. So no symptoms of the concussion got worse. It was actually good and refreshing to be around people in the gym. So yeah, from there, my massage therapist I've been working with for the past 8 weeks or 7 weeks at this time said that the body felt a lot less stressed. So when she first massaged me, she said that the back of my neck and my back were so tight and wound up that like it felt like concrete. She said that little by little my body feels a lot less stressed. And week 7, she said that like it was like night and day. So that's a good thing. All those tight muscles and stuff can be a bitch to deal with. Also causes a lot of inflammation and decreases blood flow, things like that. From there, pain in the neck. For week 7, it was just kind of mild, but like I said, it just goes kind of from the back of the head and then down the neck into the trap. That's been the biggest problem for week 7 and 8, I think. It's just so wound up back there and like achy and inflamed that it just feels like shit. Feels like you have like a kink in your neck and it won't go away. From there, energy, a lot better. So I'm able to do a lot more. So I'm doing a lot of work around the house now and running a lot of errands that I wasn't able to run in the first 7 weeks. So I'm able to do a lot more with a lot less symptoms. And like I said, the symptoms aren't worsening with my level of activity. So that's a good thing. Mild achiness for week 7 in the left eye, so around here, like around it. And then sometimes inside, I almost feel like someone was pushing it inside. That comes and goes, but I think that has a lot to do with, I was watching a lot of like TV and movies and stuff for week 7. Playing a lot of video games, watching a lot of movies. But I think that's where that came from. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So we're going to go into July 2nd. Woke up with 0 headache, which was great. Felt almost normal to get up. Like sometimes when you get up, you feel groggy and shit, and you can't really get out of bed. Felt pretty good. Felt pretty normal. Slight eye pain, again, left eye. Again, achy neck. That thing hasn't gone away. So the achy neck has been constant. Hopefully get that figured out soon. So by the end of the night on July 2nd, I was experiencing some eye pains and a migraine after we watched a movie. So we went and watched the movie Toy Story 4, me and Jen. After that, I was experiencing like I said, the migraine with the ring around the eyes and then into the nose, and then a little bit of achiness in my left eye, and then a little bit of a migraine like back here, but not bad. It's just there. So July 3rd, which was Wednesday, I still had a migraine in the eyes, nose, temples, and jaw. So the migraine ring around the eyes, into the nose, down the jawline, and then back here a little bit, and then in both temples. I was experiencing that migraine the day after. Throughout that day, I felt kind of like dizzy throughout the day, and then so at some points I would feel lost. I could be standing there, I'd just be looking around like, what in the fuck? What's going on? You know what I mean? Brain was kind of fuzzy, and then, like I said, like just kind of like off, almost like my head was floating, like I was in water. Excuse me, need some coffee. But yeah, that was July 3rd. Also, mild to medium anxiety. So this day, it was the day after I watched the movie. I was making coffee and started getting a little bit of anxiety. I don't know what the hell it was, but like I said, I think it was the big screen that caused it. So like I said, I just had the migraine in the eyes and on the head. All of a sudden, like I started getting like a lot of not a lot, but like getting like symptoms of like an anxiety attack. Like my chest felt like somebody was laying on my chest, and like I couldn't breathe. And like I just felt like I couldn't sit down. Like I would sit down in my corner in my kitchen where I'm at now, and I sat down and like I would start freaking out because like I didn't want to be backed up into the corner. Started feeling like I don't know. If you ever had anxiety, you just feel like you can't sit still. So like started feeling like I couldn't sit still, and like started panicking a little bit. So I was like, all right, before this anxiety attack fucking takes off and gets worse, like I'm just gonna get up and go. So I grabbed my keys, threw my flip flops on, got in my car and drove. If you ever had anxiety before, you know what that feels like. Like you just kind of like you got to go. So before that, like I was walking around my house, and like I said, I was having anxiety, so I was walking upstairs, downstairs, and like kind of pacing around the house, and like out of nowhere, like not uncontrollably, but out of nowhere, like I just started crying. I don't know what it was from. Like I wasn't sad or anything. I just started crying, and I know that's symptoms of concussion. I've seen people cry after concussions before, so yeah. So I started crying. Grabbed my keys, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go. Like I had anxiety, so I was like, I gotta go. Grabbed my keys. Actually drove to my brother's house, went and hung out with his wife and kids for the day. They're all on summer vacation, so hung out there for pretty much the rest of the day. Stayed there, got there like around 12 in the afternoon. I had some errands to run too, so I went and ran some errands too. Then went and hung out with them for a little while, pretty much the rest of the day. Once I got around people, I was fine. So that was that. Next day, so took CBD oil when I got home that night and felt a lot more relaxed. So I have 2 CBD oils that I take. One in the morning is just regular CBD oil. The one I take at night is CBD oil with some THC. So it kind of relaxes you more, like mentally. So I got home, took the THC CBD, 10 drops, and was good. Jen got home from work. I told her what had happened, and it was just a normal night. Went to sleep, woke up the next day. So Thursday, the 4th, woke up totally fine. Like I said, when you're dealing with concussions and the symptoms in recovery, every day is different. One day you wake up, you feel like shit. Next day you wake up, you feel fucking amazing. So woke up the next day, felt great. Mild migraine all day, so just kind of like moved around the head, migraine, around the eyes, stuff like that. Went out to the 4th of July 5K with Jen. She was running in it, and a lot of people from our gym were competing in it. So I went down with the dog and watched everybody. I was around hundreds of people, totally fine. No problems. A little bit of like from all the noise and stuff, a little bit of like almost like feeling lost at times because there was so much shit going on. Everything was fine. Afterwards, we went out to grab some breakfast with some friends, and we were at a table with probably 8 or 9 people, and I kind of started feeling a little bit of symptoms, with just so many people next to me just talking and like laughing, and like when that happens, it just kind of like nails on a chalkboard. I feel like it comes with like lighter voices, so like women voices, or if you're a man with a bitch voice, it just like nails on a chalkboard almost. I'm just like, ugh. So I started experiencing that a little bit, but nothing bad. Didn't cause any other symptoms, but just, yeah. Still sensitivity to sound, week 7. So Friday the 5th, slight migraine above the eyes, but that was it. Nothing else really bad. Relaxed most of the day, so not many symptoms. The weekend, July 6th and 7th, slight migraine in nose and eyes. Again, the ring, still there. Probably a level 2 though, like not anything bad. I went swimming and biking that day and felt great. So I did I think a 45-minute swim and then like a 30 to 45-minute bike. This day I think I was trying to kind of push it a little bit to see, what would happen. So the bike, I was doing intervals. So interval training on the bike is like a hard pace for a certain amount of time, and then low pace for a certain amount of time. But what I've been doing is 2 minutes of hard pace, so getting my heart rate up. I can just look at everything on my watch. My watch has a heart rate monitor, so I'll go 2 minutes at high heart rate, like 145 or above, and then 3 minutes at like a low heart rate, which is like below 120, usually around like 110, 115. So I'll do intervals like that for about 40 minutes with a 10-minute warm-up. No symptoms really, like no bad symptoms after that. Didn't feel anything really. I just felt normal. Before, when I would do that, like I would get really bad foggy brain, or like my vision would start getting messed up, but felt nothing. So that's good. No more numbness in the hands. So if you watched the last video, no more numbness in the hands. For a minute I was having numbness in the hands. I started kind of getting worried about it. It went on for probably 2 weeks, but my massage therapist said that it probably came from having a tight tricep. So just from all the stress on the body from the accident, my tricep, shoulder, back, neck, everything tightened up. She said that my tricep could have been like cutting off one of the nerves that runs down the arm into the hand. So she worked on that a lot, week 7, and that relieved all the pressure. So anybody who has numbness in the hands, try to go and get your triceps massaged, and your forearm and your hand, just to relieve those muscles and let the blood flow get through it. She found that that's what was causing it, because as soon as she did it and then she was done, it all went away. So from there, like I said, I'll get to it later on, but little bit of depression week 7, week 8, just from putting on weight again. I mean, like I said, I'm not fat, obviously. I'm not extremely overweight, but I worked probably for about 4 months to get about 3 months to get my weight down from 222 down to 190 for my Ironman, which I was training for, and the concussion basically wiped all that out. So since then, I wasn't keeping account of my diet, and I went back from 190. I'm about 207 right now, week 8. But I'll get more into that later in the video. But yeah, a little upset about that. So anyway, okay, so lost my damn train of thought. All right, so now we're gonna go into week 8. Week 8, not really much to say symptom-wise. Week 8 was a good week. Week 8 was probably the best week. Week 8, I don't even think, let me see. So Friday the 12th, all symptoms were the same as every other week, but just like a level 2 dropping into a level 1 later on in the week. Like I said, it was a little bit of a migraine here and there, but like I said, not really bad around the eyes. It was just kind of like around the head, but like nothing bad. The worst thing symptom-wise in week 8 was just my neck here. It was just really tight, and then into the back of my head, and it was kind of like affecting the back of my head here. My massage therapist, week 8, was on vacation, so I didn't work with her. So my neck kind of got all twisted up again. So a lot of neck pain, and like almost feels like a kink in the neck when you sleep wrong in your neck and you wake up and it hurts. Excuse me. That's what my neck feels like. Yeah, irritating. It sucks. But headaches, probably level 1, level 2 out of 5. Week 8, I pushed it a little bit harder with the exercising, and went a little bit longer. So I swam a few days, and I did harder intervals, and I've been swimming with a snorkel so that I'm not jerking my neck back and forth to breathe. So I've been swimming with the snorkel, which has also been good because I'm able to focus on a lot on my technique. For the first time I swam without the snorkel, doing 50-meter laps. Felt fine, so no headache, no symptoms afterwards. Felt good. I also went out on my bike for the first time. I went out onto the trails, not the road. So I was just riding around the concrete trails around Concord. Actually felt good to get back on the bike. So and it was actually good that I took it on the trail first and went slow. So I was going about 10, 12 miles an hour. My handlebars were actually loose from when it got fixed. So good thing I wasn't out on the road going fast. So anyway, got the bike fixed again. Went on a run. So I did a 2-mile run, I think on, I want to say Friday. Yeah, so I swam, I think Wednesday, and then Friday I went for a run. Or no, went for a swim Wednesday or Thursday. One of the days I went swimming. Afterwards I did a 2-mile run, nice and light, like 10, 11 minute mile pace, basically speed walking. Like I said, I've been staying away from running the last 2 months just because, you know, the impact causes your brain to shake, and when your brain's recovering, obviously you don't want that to happen. So I went on a very, very light jog. No symptoms afterwards, no headache, no foggy, no nothing. Nothing got worse. Felt fine. It actually felt good on my body to like sweat and get out and just be free, you know? So that was good. Like I said, gonna put the notebook aside. I'm gonna go the rest off the top. Week 8, which was last week. Week 8, everything kind of is going down. Like I said, it's the best week so far. I ran twice, so I did a 2-mile run last Wednesday, and then I did a 3-mile run, I think, on Friday. One of the days. But anyway, 3-mile run as well. Went good. So no nothing. The only thing that I got to watch out for with the running is going back and doing too much too soon, because I did take 2 months off of running to avoid the shakiness of the brain. So I got to ease myself back into that high mileage. So if you take time off running, don't go back and run the same mileage you were running or at the same pace you were running, because you're probably going to get injured. Your muscles and tendons aren't as strong as they were before you stopped that level of activity. So before I got hurt, I was running on average between, like, I would say 4 to 10 miles 6 days a week. Mainly like around like the 5 to 6 mile range every day, but some days would go higher. I'm not jumping back into that. So I was putting in about 30 to 40 miles a week before I got hurt, or before the concussion. Right now, when I do start running again, the paces back then, my training pace was about a 7 minute 30 second mile, 8 minute mile range. I'm obviously about 15 pounds heavier right now, and I haven't ran in 2 months. So what I'm going to do now is maybe start off at, 6 to 8 miles a week, until my weight starts to go down more and I start, I can see, if any symptoms occur. But starting off at about 6 to 8 miles a week, light pace, like 10, 11 minute miles, basically walking. Basically I'm trying to mimic walking, but like in a running form. So if I feel like I start to bounce a little bit, I'll slow down more. So the last 2 runs I did were at about a 10, 11 minute mile pace. No symptoms afterwards, no nothing. So that seems to be working now. I'll probably stick with that for week 9, and then week 10 maybe go move up to about 10 to 12 miles, depending on how much I weigh. Like I said, when I got the concussion, I was about 190 pounds. Now I'm about 205, 207 range. Upset about that. So this is where this comes in. When I originally got a concussion, like I said, I was training for an Ironman, fell off the bike, hit my head, got a concussion. I was eating around 3 to 4 meals a day, and I was drinking maybe 2 protein shakes a day. And then for snacks, I was doing like banana chips and like trail mix without the chocolate in it. That's fine when you're training 2 to 3 hours a day and you're working 6 to 8 hours a day, and you're just constantly active all day long burning calories, because you're not storing anything. Everything you eat is being burned. But when you're not training, it's probably not the best to eat like that. So like I said, I've been on a vegan diet for about 8 months now. Started in December of last year. 2018, and still on it now. So basically my meals, I'll do like 3 main meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Then I would do 2 shakes, and then for snacks would be like trail mix or like banana chips, or nothing. Sometimes I didn't need snacks, but as active as I was hungry all day long. So I was trying to keep something in my stomach to keep my mind off bad food. 1 day a week for like 1 meal, we would do like a fun meal. I don't call them cheat meals. Cheat meals, I don't know why anybody calls it a cheat meal. Fun meal, earned meal, whatever you want to call it. So like we would do like veggie burgers or like vegan sausages, like vegan pizza, and then like vegan donuts, cookies. It's just basically the same thing as regular snacks, just without the eggs and stuff and the dairy. Just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's good. But that's what I was doing during my 3 to 4 months that I was losing that weight. But when I got hurt, I kept the same diet, and I was thinking to myself like, oh, I'm fine as long as I eat this, I won't gain any weight. Calories are still calories, and if you're not burning them, your body's going to store them. So that's what happened. And I didn't really realize it until about week 6 of recovery. Looking in the mirror one day, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why do I look so swollen? Weighed myself, and I was like, oh shit. And then it hit me like, oh, I'm eating the same amount of calories, but I'm not training and I'm not active, so my body's storing all of it. No shit. Yeah, so that's what happened. Still was eating the same meals, same snacks, and like I said, I mean, that's okay if you're recovering, if that's what makes you happy. Like I said, I've been in a dark house for 8 weeks, with a dog all day long by myself. Can't watch TV, can't play video games, can't read much, can't really do much. So eating is the only thing that I can do for activity. So I'll just snack on like trail mix all day, or banana chips, or we eat a lot of Oreos. They're soy based, so they're vegan friendly. But like I said, I wasn't taking into account that I wasn't burning any calories. So basically, it was storing all that shit. And now I'm about 15 to 17 pounds heavier than I was, which sucks. And that has brought on kind of a little bit of like depression. Not much anxiety for week 8, a little bit of anxiety for week 8, but a lot of depression for week 8 just because of the weight that I put on. Which is, I'm okay with now. This is the first day of week 9. So I'm okay with now because now I know that I'm able to train, light train, but still train. So I'm going back to a strict diet. I won't do any snacks. I won't do any trail mix. I won't do any banana chips. I'll have three base meals throughout the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then 1 shake with my stuff. I'll post another video about what I eat later. I don't want to get too much into it. This video is already long. So basically right now I'm doing intermittent fasting. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a window of eating. So 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm eating, and then the rest of that time I'm fasting. I've been doing it on and off for the past week, 2 weeks maybe, week and a half. But I'm going to go full go now just to kind of help me with the cravings too, because at night is when I want to eat all the junk food, all the Oreos and all the bullshit. So if I cut myself off at 8 o'clock and I know I can't eat anything, I won't eat anything. So I'm going to use that probably for the next 3 weeks until I go back to work and I go back to duties. I'll go back to my duties and whatever. So intermittent fasting, it actually has been helping with the cravings. I'm a food addict. I eat in excess. So like I said, when I start, I don't stop. I can't just have 1 Oreo. I got to have the whole bag and then think about eating another bag after that. So why do I make that face when I drink coffee? Yeah, so basically right now, cutting out all the bad calories, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to get back to 190. It may take, 4 to 6 weeks, but it will happen. And I know I can do it. So like, I kind of was looking at it negative last week and was kind of down about it and depressed, like fuck all that hard work I did, but I can do it again. That's the beauty part. If you put the weight back on, you can lose it, and you know you can lose it, and you have the confidence that you can lose it because you've done it before. It doesn't seem like an impossible task, and I know I can do it, and it kind of gives me something now motivated to shift my attention to. So now instead of worrying about being depressed over other stupid stuff, I just have to be depressed and motivated about losing the weight now. So that's my main focus now, just losing that weight, getting back to that comfortable weight, 190. I'm hoping to do a triathlon before the end of the summer. It's July, mid-July. So I'm hoping maybe like the end of August or like maybe September to get in like a sprint triathlon or something before the end of the summer. We'll see though. I mean, like I said, recovery and getting back to work and everything in full go with no symptoms is first and foremost the priority. But we'll see what happens. So like I said, week 8, a little bit of depression because of the weight gain. Headaches, migraines, the migraine around the eyes went away. A little bit of migraines like in the temple or head here and there, but like probably like level 1, level 2, just depending on my level of activity. So like if I'm out running errands for a long period of time or just out doing stuff for a long period of time, I'll start to experience it, but nothing bad. Like I said, week 8 was the best week so far. Week 9, I'll post another video towards the end of the week. Let's get this work in. Boom!